Coach Broadway, Coach Hill, Coach Rogers, and the entire GAC, I want to thank y'all for all that you do for our profession and this state. Thank you very much. I'm very honored and humbled to have the pleasure to introduce Coach George B. Maloof as the next inductee into the Georgia Athletic Coaches Hall of Fame. Coach Maloof's lifelong contributions to the game of football make him one of Georgia's most respected and admired coaches in our state. During his years, Coach Maloof built championship teams, championship programs, but more importantly, championship citizens. And today he is a legend of Georgia high school football. Coach Maloof was born and educated in Atlanta, Georgia. He was a standout athlete at Marist High School, and there he achieved all city, all state, and all American honors in both football and baseball. At Marist, he was an outstanding cadet and athlete. By the time that Coach graduated from Marist, he was one of the most renowned baseball and football players in our state. He was recruited by many major colleges and chose to continue his education and athletic career at Georgia Tech. At Georgia Tech, Coach Maloof played for the legendary Coach Bobby Dodd and helped lead the Yellow Jackets to the 1951 SEC Championship as well as an Orange Bowl victory that year. Coach also set a scoring record in the Georgia Tech series, a Tech record that still stands today when he scored 4 touchdowns against the University of Georgia, only to have been tied by one other player from the University of Georgia, that being Herschel Walker. Coach Maloof, at the end of his college career, entered the United States Air Force and served our country for 2 years. And in the Air Force, Coach played and coached the 9th Air Force team and led them to 2 championships. He then served as an assistant coach after leaving the service at Smith High and at Marist High. And then in 1958, Coach George B. Maloof was offered the athletic director and head football job at the newly formed St. Pius X Catholic High School. During his 26 years there, Coach Maloof was an outstanding administrator, teacher, and coach. And during his 26 years as the head coach of the Golden Lions, he compiled a record of 168 wins, 84 losses, and 12 ties. Remarkably, of those 168 victories, nearly half were shutouts. It is his legacy that St. Pius X rose from its humble beginnings in 1958 to play for a state championship in only his 7th year in 1965, and then to win the state championship in 1968. During those years, Coach Maloof established St. Pius as one of the finest football programs in DeKalb County and all of Georgia. He put the young school on a map. His teams won a state championship, state runner-up, a region championship, and was also the Northeast Georgia champion. St. Pius X is the first Catholic high school to win a state football championship in Georgia. St. Pius X has honored George Maloof by naming its field after him and then renaming the renovated stadium the George B. Maloof Stadium. Coach has received recognition from the governor for his accomplishments in education. He has been named Coach of the Year several times from his region, honored by the Atlanta Journal and Constitution and the Atlanta Touchdown Club as Coach of the Week and Coach of the Year. Coach has also received the WSB Sports Show Award twice, and he was also selected to be the head coach of the 1968 GACA All-Star Game. Coach also received the Pope John Paul II Medal recognition for education, and it is one of the highest awards presented by the Catholic Church to a layperson. Coach was also inducted into the Marist School Blue and Gold Athletic Circle. The Touchdown Club of Atlanta has also recently named Coach Maloof as the very first old-timer to be honored with a Legends of the Game Award at its 64th Jamboree. Interesting enough, Coach Maloof credits the person that was most influential in his life as his 5th grade teacher, a nun, and her name was Sister Mary Kevin. I quote Coach when he says that she taught me to broaden my thinking, to keep reaching for higher goals, and that there is nothing that I could not accomplish with hard work. I feel like I could do anything. Well, Coach Maloof, I would like to tell you, sir, that your leadership has impacted hundreds of students and athletes, that you have taught and coached, just like Sister Mary Kevin influenced you. Coach, please know that the Pi High spirit that you created and nurtured many years ago is alive and well today. That the men and women that you have influenced still today live by the mantra that you coined: pride, integrity, unity, and Christ. And we still can hear you say that if you do the best with the ability that God has given you, you will be a champion. You will be successful. Well, sir, you are a champion. Pride and enthusiasm are the heart of his coaching philosophy, and it has carried him well through a most successful and stellar career. He is beloved by his family, his wife, Anita, his children, Kevin, Kathy, Karen, and Keith, their spouses, his many grandchildren, his brother and nephews and nieces, former players, many of who are here today, and colleagues. Coach, you will always be remembered as one of our state's greatest coaches, who is respected and admired and loved by all those whose lives you have touched. The Georgia Athletic Coaches Association is honored at this time, as I am very honored, to induct Coach George B. Maloof into our Coaches Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach George B. Maloof.